You're rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.
In a surprising move, Yamaha is reportedly preparing an undisclosed new machine specifically for Fabio Quartararo in the upcoming French MotoGP series. This decision has sparked great speculation among observers and fans, especially since Yamaha's performance this season is considered not competitive compared to major rivals. Fabio Quartararo, a French racer who is also the 2021 MotoGP World Champion, had complained about the lack of competitiveness of the YZR M1 motorbike. However, this news provides a breath of fresh air for the racer and his supporters who hope Quartararo can perform optimally in front of his own public at Le Mans. The new engine is said to bring some significant updates, including increased power in the acceleration and top speed sectors, two aspects that have been Yamaha's weaknesses compared to Ducati and KTM. Although there has been no official confirmation from the factory team, several internal sources say that this development is the result of hard work by Yamaha's technical team in Europe and Japan since the beginning of the season. We can't give details, but we want to give something special to Fabio in his own home, said one member of the Yamaha technical team, who declined to be named. If true, this secret machine could determine the direction of the season for Quartararo, who is currently struggling to return to the top of the standings. MotoGP fans will certainly be waiting to see if this surprise from Yamaha will be enough to change the competitive map. And here's the full news. Le Mans, France, the Monster Energy Yamaha team is reportedly preparing a big surprise ahead of the 2025 French MotoGP series. The Japanese manufacturer is said to have designed a secret new engine to be used by Fabio Quartararo at his home race, Le Mans, this weekend. This news first surfaced through reports from a number of internal team sources who said that the development of the new engine had been carried out behind closed doors since the beginning of the season. The engine is believed to bring significant performance improvements, especially in terms of acceleration and top speed, two sectors that have been Yamaha's weakness compared to rival teams such as Ducati, KTM and Aprilia. Yamaha doesn't want to come to France just as a participant. They want Quartararo to perform optimally in front of his own public, and for that, they prepare something completely different, said one unnamed senior technician. Since the beginning of the season, Yamaha's performance has not been considered satisfactory. Fabio Quartararo, who is the 2021 MotoGP World Champion, has expressed his frustration at the lack of development of the YZR M1 motorbike several times. Yamaha's move to present this new engine is seen as a form of response to pressure from inside and outside the team. Although there has been no official statement from Yamaha regarding the details of the engine, a number of MotoGP observers suspect that this device is still in the trial stage and will only be used by Quartararo to get direct feedback from the track. If it is true that this machine is used at Le Mans, then we can see the potential direction of Yamaha's development for the second half of the season, said MotoGP analyst Matteo Graziani. Le Mans itself is a very important race for Fabio Quartararo. Apart from being the only series in his homeland, the French GP is also always characterized by great support from local fans. Last year, Quartararo failed to appear competitive and did not make it to the podium. I don't know exactly what we'll have for the race, but I hope there's something different. I want to give my best for the fans in France, Quartararo said in a press conference session on Wednesday, July 5. This new machine is believed to be part of Yamaha's medium-term strategy to catch up with rivals in the constructor standings. So far, Yamaha has not managed to reach the podium since the start of the 2025 season and is outside the top 5 factory teams. Technical updates: engine with focus on acceleration and top speed. The so-called secret new engine is said to bring several key updates, including refinements to the combustion system, modifications to valve timing, and improved efficiency in the cooling system. The main focus of development is believed to be on improving acceleration out of corners and top speed on the straights, two elements that have been Yamaha's main weaknesses. This bike is not a small evolution, but a new step that is quite aggressive. They, Yamaha, want to see if this can be a more promising direction going forward, said a senior Yamaha technician, quoted by Paddock Media. This engine is planned to be given only to Fabio Quartararo as a form of full support in his efforts to appear competitive at home races. His teammate Alex Rins is said not to be using the same engine specifications in this race, because the version is still considered in the initial validation stage. Big pressure on home ground. Le Mans is not just another World Championship series for Quartararo. The race is held in his native France in front of tens of thousands of fans who pack the circuit every year. Last year, El Diablo, Quartararo's nickname, had a disappointing weekend after only finishing outside the top 10. Now, with the support of a new engine, public and team expectations are soaring. I don't know how much change I can feel later. But I'm happy that Yamaha is trying something different. I want to feel that we are competitive again, Quartararo said when met in a media session on Thursday 8/5. As the 2021 MotoGP World Champion, Quartararo's performance continues to be in the spotlight. After undergoing the last 2 seasons with ups and downs in performance due to the technical limitations of the motorbike, he even considered the option of leaving Yamaha at the end of his contract. But with serious signs from Yamaha to improve the technical performance of the bike, Quartararo's future with the Japanese team could change drastically. MotoGP 2025, tighter competition. The 2025 season has so far seen the dominance of Ducati, followed by KTM, which has performed consistently in the front row. Aprilia cannot be underestimated with the number of podiums they have collected. On the other hand, Yamaha has yet to show its fangs. Even satellite teams like VR46 Racing Team and Gresini Racing are often faster than the factory Yamaha team. The new machine prepared for Quartararo is considered the first step in restructuring Yamaha's overall technical project. If it succeeds in producing positive results at Le Mans, it is not impossible that the specifications will be adjusted and widely used in subsequent races, including Mugello and Assen, which are very demanding on engine power. MotoGP analyst Carlo Pernat, in comments to GP1, said that Yamaha's move shows an awareness of the urgency of change, but he also warned that there is no guarantee of instant success in modern MotoGP. The MotoGP world is heating up again after surprising news came from the Yamaha garage. Max Bartolini, a former Ducati senior technician who has been known as one of the technical brains behind the success of the team from Borgo Panigale, officially joined Yamaha as technical director. This move not only drew attention for its strategic position, but also because Bartolini was suspected of leaking important Ducati technical secrets to his new team. According to reports from a number of Italian media and internal Paddock sources, Bartolini brought with him a variety of sensitive information from Ducati, including aerodynamic development, chassis data, electronic systems, and Desmocetisci engine characteristics. All of this is said to now be an important reference in the development of Yamaha's new motorbike, which has struggled to compete in the front row for the last few seasons. Yamaha's move to recruit Bartolini is seen as part of their grand strategy to catch up with Ducati, which in recent seasons has dominated MotoGP both in terms of technology and results on the track. However, this decision apparently sparked great anger from the Ducati camp. Gigi Dall'Igna, general manager of Ducati Corse, is reportedly very angry at Bartolini's move, which is considered to have violated professional ethics and team loyalty. "We are very disappointed. There is information that we have developed for years with hard work and high dedication. When that information is used by other parties, of course this is not only a matter of competition, but also a matter of ethics," a source close to Dall'Igna told local media. In the world of professional racing such as MotoGP, personnel transfers between teams are commonplace, but leaking strategic technical secrets is very rare in the open. If these allegations are proven, then this situation could become one of the most controversial incidents in modern MotoGP technical history. Yamaha itself has not yet provided an official statement regarding these allegations. However, observers consider that Bartolini's presence is enough to signal that Yamaha wants to make fundamental changes from the technical side, after several years of lagging behind in innovation. Meanwhile, this situation also caused a domino effect in the paddock. Some teams have begun to consider tightening contracts and internal confidentiality in order to prevent the recurrence of similar cases in the future. With the start of the new MotoGP season, all eyes are now on Yamaha, whether they will be able to return to the top flight thanks to the new knowledge of the former Ducati technician, or if they will be dragged further into the ethical controversy that tarnished their big name. What is clear is that the rivalry between Ducati and Yamaha will not only take place on the track, but also behind the scenes in a war of technology, strategy and integrity. On the other hand, strategic move or betrayal? For Yamaha, this is arguably a rescue move. After several seasons of slumping and falling behind Ducati in terms of technical innovation, Bartolini's arrival is like an injection of fresh blood and a shortcut to understanding why Ducati is so strong and how to keep up. But on the other hand, for Ducati, this is not just the loss of an engineer. It was considered an intellectual betrayal. Max Bartolini was no ordinary technician. He had worked for more than a decade at Ducati, knowing layer after layer of technical strategy, even having direct contact with the top engineers and riders. He is part of the team brain that builds the most competitive bikes in MotoGP today. Gigi D'Aligna is furious, ethics violated. It didn't take long for Gigi D'Aligna, general manager of Ducati Corse, to respond. In a statement delivered to the Italian media, D'Aligna showed his displeasure openly. "We are disappointed, very disappointed. Not because he's leaving, that's the right of all professionals, but because the information we've worked so hard to develop over the years is now potentially in the hands of an opponent. In engineering, there are ethical boundaries that should be maintained. And we feel that line has been crossed." D'Aligna's anger is not unwarranted. In the world of modern racing, technical information is the most valuable treasure. Every millisecond on track can be the difference between victory and defeat. And if Yamaha really absorbs all of Bartolini's knowledge, then Ducati faces a serious threat in maintaining its dominance. The domino effect in the MotoGP world. This situation created new tensions in the paddock. Other technicians began to speculate about the implications of this transfer on the landscape of technical competition. Would Yamaha get an immediate leap in performance in a short space of time? Would Ducati have to overhaul their system to keep their secrets from being exploited? And furthermore, will Bartolini's move set a bad precedent for loyalty in the world of race engineering? Meanwhile, the riders have begun to comment. Some welcomed Yamaha's move to clean up. However, there are others who feel that this kind of data war undermines sportsmanship and the spirit of fair play that should be upheld. Yamaha, between hope and controversy. On Yamaha's side, this move is clearly part of a major effort to rebuild a shaky foundation. After years of relying on inline for bikes that started to lose their fangs, as well as inconsistent results, Yamaha finally showed that they were ready to change, even if it meant recruiting insiders from their strongest rivals. However, Yamaha were now in the spotlight. They are required to answer one big question: will they use Bartolini's information as the basis for building a new bike, or maintain competitive ethics by relying on their internal research?
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy